Right. This is December 7th, 2023. Yesterday, I met with an attorney trying to talk about my ex-husband fleeing the country and all the alimony he owes me. I explained to him how they admitted they paid off that FBI agent and Walmart under tape and audio, and he fled the country the next day. I went through my story really quick of the money disappearing, the attempts on my life. I don't even know if I said the money. Yeah, I did. Money disappearing from the safe, and then attempts on my life, and leading up to moving, uh, them waking up with the bruises, all this other stuff, and almost passing out in front of people and going to the doctor, and they weren't thinking of a sexual predator preying on me. Um, and I explained the strangest lie of faking you were sick and faking you got well, and how he made it up when I thought I caught his son in adultery. And I said, which is ridiculous. It's such a baby lie. You can't fake that stuff. He's like, no, you can't. I said it's a documented medication error. Um, and he said, who is this Pete to you? I said, it's my ex-husband's girlfriend, Michelle, her father. He's like, and how he's supposed to, where they kicked in my door, set up on cameras. He's like, you can't do that. I said, I've never talked to him. And I told him how I'd wake up with bruises, throwing up, heart racing, almost passing out, and then infecting here. I'm going to the doctor. I don't know where these marks came from. I said I'd wake up with marks look like injection marks, or I would go out and work and come in and wash my hands, um, make something to eat and drink, go in the bathroom, and come out and take a drink and get dizzy. And I had said I'd wake up with all these marks and da 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 da. And I said, I was going to the doctor. I said, I actually thought I had cancer. I said, they're thinking maybe came anemic, gave me iron pills, gave me muscle relaxers, stuff for headaches, throwing up, and for being personally infected. I said it was horrible. Nobody thought of somebody drug beating raping me, and that's exactly what was happening. And here he's supposed to roofied me and told me to say something that I'm some kind of weirdo before. He's like, you can't do that. I said he's supposed to Photoshop a shower scene in the other room, laughing at, having them laugh at me that they did on purpose to make me look weird. He's like, he can't do that. He can't watch you in your home. And he said, I'll tell you what. He said, I'm a divorce attorney and a criminal attorney. He can't be in your home. He can't do any of that. See where Officer Reinhardt in Louisville, where the Portage County Sheriffs, where the Ravenna Police, where the Massillon Police, everything they have is not admissible. Where my friend from the prosecutor's office, now a criminal attorney, he can't be in my home. It's the Fourth Amendment over your house. Okay? They've been scamming all of you. I go all the way up to where I called the FBI and them leaving the threats on my life. I've had 4 attempts. They're flat out bragging it's them. And the guy showing back up and how rude that agent was to me on the phone. He had told on me to Apostolic Church of Barberton the night before. Witnessed by the Norton Barberton police. Max told my son he talked to him. And he's calling me a liar. And where I tell him that the guy threatened to knife me. And I told him how he's a serial killer for the Mexican drug cartel. That they literally butchered my one coworker Lori's family into pieces and laughed in her face how they killed her. She's really dead. Well, people are acting like fools and idiots. These people that are doing this are serial killers and child molesters. And where they're taking payoffs for them not to tell on them, they're actually becoming child molesters and serial killers themselves. They're aiding and abetting it. You take $20, $50 to keep your mouth shut, while they're serial killing children, you're aiding and abetting it. You're an accessory to those crimes. And those cartels will come back and get you because you're a witness. You know, you stop them, you tell on them. That's the only thing that makes you innocent is you tell on them. You take their dirty blood money from butchering children alive and selling them for sex slaves and women and to be murdered or scam somebody out of money on an attempt to murder. You're doing the same crime they are. You're an accessory to it. And you're exactly what they are, serial killers and child molesters. It's a Mexican drug cartel trying to take over this area. And they had I explained to him who they were. I showed him one of my stalkers. I told him about the people that showed up and said that they were working from the king from Texas. They were men, who he was. He's a fentanyl king. I said, with all their crazy scenarios, there's real people. And I tell him how that agent bullied me. You know, either say you're lying, da 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 da, or arrest you, and how strangers lie of faking you're sick. And I told him what was wrong with me, how I had endometriosis, had all those surgeries, um, and then went into fibromyalgia. My muscles locked up, went to a bunch of crackpots, got falsely diagnosed, swelled up like a balloon. And it took another doctor to tell on them what they were doing, that they were getting kickbacks from the drug companies to go to, get off the medication. It took me 9 months to learn to walk again and slowly go down. I said, you can't fake that shit. I have scars all over me, MRI reports, blood work. And they had me on fentanyl trying to get me out enough pain to move those locked up muscles. He's like, you can't fake that. And I said, but that minister made up that lie 6 months later when he thought I caught his son in adultery. Oh, you were faking through that. I said, it's a baby lie. It's a baby lie. And I explained how where I was almost welled, that wealthy family, her father ran a stop sign into a semi with her kid in it, and they just want to hurt somebody. And they're just making up an excuse to kill somebody. Um, and uh, I said, he actually said that to me. Either say you're faking you were sick or I won't help you. It's like I really was sick. I said, it's the stupidest thing on earth. And he said, he can't do that to you. And I said, that's what my friend from the prosecutor's office said. He can't speak to you like that. You either say it or I'll leave you there. Now you either, I said, but they'll kill me. And I said, I'm sitting there begging for my life. Please don't let them kill me. And he's like, you either say it or I'll leave you there. It's like, fine, just don't let him kill me. I said, he laughs at me like a jackass. And just like, you either say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. He's like, he can't do that either. And I start going through everything. And then I why would that be? I help a person like you. And I finally tell them about my brother-in-law, Craig. And then they yell out about that Pete in the shower scene in the other room. I found out they laughed at me that was supposed to make it look weird. And I don't even know who Pete is. The only Pete I know is my brother Medina. I said, what is he talking about? And he's laughing, stops, you don't know. Then he yells out something again about Pete again. And it's supposed to be someone where I have black and blue marks and I got sick on drinks. He's supposed to broken and roofied me and told me to say something stupid. He's like, he can't do that. What do you mean? They were laughing at you for that? He can't be in your home. And I said, they were laughing at how this guy's framing me and I don't even know. And I said, I did know. I said, I didn't even know who he was for a year. I didn't even know about Michelle for months. And I said, then he give me a real reason. I said, well, my brother-in-law was CIA, and he worked under Dick Cheney. And I describe it. He offers to take me somewhere and leave me with no money. I have no money to start. So then he turns around and he tries to, he offers me the informant program with $5,000 a month, money and immunity. Then even when you tell, admit to no wrongdoing, I'll take care of everything. And then threatens me if I tell, he'll list me crazy. He's like, he can't do that. I said, my friend from the prosecutor's office said he's only a police officer. He said he is only a police officer. That he doesn't even have the authority to ask me to stay quiet. He's like, he doesn't. He doesn't have the authority to ask you to stay quiet at all. And that he was only bullying you. He said he was. He was all just bullying you. He don't have that kind of authority. To even ask you to stay quiet. I said, he was so horrible to me. I didn't believe he was real, and I Googled the office he was at, and I found him when my ex was threatening my daughter-in-law's life. And I said that's where the Stark County sheriffs worked the case, and the camp police and other police. He actually opened a real case with statements, money, and immunity. I said he stole over $300,000. And I showed him other, like Marlise's niece that was taken, and was talking about the different drug cartels involved and the different people, and how they used my case. And when the sheriffs and marshals came in and sat around me when I met with my one friend on January 20th, 23, and we're talking about the Texas group involved in my case, and I'm like, the Kingsmen, where we all work for the men, where the men that work for the king from Texas. And they're like, is that how he they describe herself? I said, I found out he's a fentanyl king, dark web malware, hacking. And I said, with all their crazy scenarios, there's real bad guys. And then they did like a 800 people sweep, and then where they showed up in Hartville, some of them that were left here. If we'll use your case to infiltrate our gang, uh, tell him to give your money, we're out of here. Two of the cops that watched me walk by and said, we actually did use your case to infiltrate their gang. We're hoping they didn't figure it out. Um, and I told them, I said, sometimes they'll come in and sit in restaurants or they'll drive by. He said, is one of them in here today? And I said, no. But yesterday when I was out with my client, there was one in a dress shirt came in and sat down and was saying stuff on the phone to somebody. Let people know they're there. I said, it's the weirdest thing. I said, my phone's tapped, my car's bugged, my house is bugged. I always tell people not to admit to any wrongdoing around me, because otherwise you're going to end up in a lot of traffic and the cops will follow you. He started laughing. I said they used the case to get a lot of people. They bragged in Walmart that they paid that agent off, and my ex left the country and told how he left everything behind, and and dropped the dogs off the pound. And he said he's never coming back to the United States again. They admitted to paying him off, and I showed where they paid off a sheriff in Ohio, $100,000. And I said he's embezzled over $300,000 from my case. And he's supposed to meet with his one friend that is in a federal office, see if he couldn't help. And then see if they couldn't attach Dave's Social Security if he actually signed up for it and just didn't run. Because if he signs up for it, the feds can find him. It just, I went, before that, I went to mail stuff at the UPS, and I was talking to the people in there, and I was telling them how my ex-husband fled the country. They started laughing. And I was talking about different things and how they've got all these different people arrested. He said, it sounds like they used you for bait. And I said, you know what, something? In the beginning of the case, they actually said they were using me for bait. I said, that's weird. They actually did. I was actually, I think in Walmart. Some of the undercover police walk around and look at all these people coming at her and all these people they hired. We could actually use her for bait to get them. He said, come on. And they walked off. Two of the cops were actually talking about using me for bait. They actually did. I went, I met with that after the attorney. I had to go to my other job, and my neighbor said some lady's been sitting outside my apartment in the middle of the night. I told her to tell the police. I didn't know they were there. And she's getting all huffy with me. I mean, I can't control this. I'm not a cop. I went to my clients and he wanted donuts. And I ran in to grab some donuts. And as I was running out real quick, um, some ladies were walking in and said, We listened while she talked to him. How those two guys talked to her, making fun of her for that guy photoshopping that. Can you imagine that? And the way they talked to her, what he was doing to her. We looked it up. It was Strange made up that lie, and it was only Strange of her faking she was sick, and it was a medication error. We realized who they hired to do this to her. They only offered her $5,000 a month for doing this. Well, it was supposed to be for Dave and the churches. I didn't know I was facing the dark cartels. Yeah. Oh, and that attorney even said they can't withhold my money. Where my firm from the prosecutor said they can't. Those agents are stealing it. Some people also said at walking in that that Will and John were supposed to be driving around, protecting me. And here they're the ones running around telling people that she's weird, blah, 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 blah. And it's them making fun of her. See, that's what somebody else said. When October 4th, where that girl said Will was stealing for her, then those ladies showed up October 6/23 and said the cops that watched me said that it is him stealing for that girl from the case. And it's his girlfriend. October 6/23, Walmart 62, 8:45 to 9:15 by the food aisles. Lady said the officers that watched me know that guy stealing my money for his girlfriend. Well, it was that, I think that Sunday night I was out with my client out at Kohl's in Belden. Some ladies walk in and says some of the neighbors we asked help watch her. It said that some girl saying Will's stealing all kinds of money for her. I want him to find out who she is. Will's supposed to drive around, make sure she's all right, and here he's having people yell crazy crap at her instead while he's stealing all kinds of money. They were talking about it that Sunday after the 6th, so what would that be, the 8th? In Kohl's in Belden. Ladies are walking in as I'm walking out with my client. Yeah. I want you to think about that. It's him stealing. See, that's where December 2nd, 22, Wendy's Alliance, the one the cops watching me, it's the one guy from the case stealing every dime since the first day. He's not only embezzling money, he's took a payoff like the sheriff that took $100,000 in Ohio. I showed that attorney that too. They have been paying people off here. And that's where my friend from the prosecutor's office, we had trouble in Stark County with agents and officers taking payoffs to let people be victimized and killed. And it keeps happening until somebody else picks up that case. The law enforcement in Stark County is dirty. They're taking payoffs. Yeah. So even a criminal, he said he did a divorce attorney and he is a criminal attorney. That agent cannot talk to me like that. He cannot bully me into false statements, and he cannot even ask me to stay quiet. He doesn't have that kind of authority. He was only bullying me. They cannot withhold my money and they can't misdirect it. Get the idea? Will's been scamming every one of you while he's stealing. The other people where they were running around saying they had an attorney for them, they didn't have an attorney. It was another fake person. I've been trying to tell these people where that attorney flat out said Pete had no right in your home. He had no right taping you. He can't do that. He can't Photoshop. He can't drug you up and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And he had no right in your home. Where Officer Reinhardt Louisville, the Portage County Sheriff, Ravenna Police, Massillon Police, and the prosecutor's office, now a criminal attorney. He said he's also a criminal attorney. He had no right in my home. So they don't have an attorney. It's another dark cartel person. Where that's just like my neighbor Keith. He used to go to Faith Family Church. I said, all those big truck guys that said they were FBI working my case? Yes. I said, do you know all those people said they were FBI working my case at Faith Family Church? Yes. I said, do you know that they were drug cartel guys? In person, he's like, Karen, that's fucked up. He said, that is really fucked up because I remember them. And that's where Tess, I was asking Tess about it. Yeah, I know about them. I said, if they were real FBI, you wouldn't know they were there. I said, when I told Keith, I said, the only one working my case at Faith Family Church was the Stark County Sheriffs. He's like, that is really fucked up. Because all those groups of people said they were working them. And they were nothing but cartel people. It's a Mexican drug cartel. See, that's where that lady said, now at least we know who was doing it to her. It was the Kingsmen from Texas, the Iraqi terrorist, in it with the Mexican drug cartel. Had the other drug cartels come and plunge in Ohio with trying to take over this area. And where people, idiot people, they call it, even the cartel said, look at all these idiot people willing to help out. And they call them idiots for helping out. The Mexican drug cartel involves teenagers and other people to pull off scams and to steal people's money, their homes, their jewelry, to sell people for fast, easy money so they can put it in their dirty pocket to become child molesters themselves and serial killers themselves. And it's for low-life people to take their money. And then they pay these idiot people $20, $50 not to tell on them, and they put it in their dirty pocket and shut their mouths instead of trying to stop child molesters and serial killers. They're aiding and abetting crimes. And the society in Stark County is so stupid, they're not smart enough to go online and even submit tips where they'll never contact them. And to actually get these people stopped, over 3,000 people were human trafficked out of Ohio last year. Over 1,072 children in the first 5 months were slaughtered like pigs, raped and tortured and murdered, and they came back and got more. How do you think that all these illegal immigrants are coming across the border? There's 4 million of them now. They said by next year will be 14 million. Where are they going to live? They have to take over your home. How are they going to afford a car? They have to steal or scam yours. Where are they going to get money to live on? They're going to take your money. They're going to sell you for sex slaves and to be murdered. Do you know how you stop the infiltration of them taking over your area? You go online and tell on them. So the people that are over gangs come down here and bust the hell out of them and put them in jail. That's how you keep your society safe. Where people are laughing in Target, do you know how much will help the cartels do all this stuff here? Yeah, he helped murder 3,000 people. And do you know how you get out of the Mexican drug cartel? In a garbage bag where they dismember you. They're vile, evil, Satanistic people. And these people run around like they're the greatest thing on earth and like it's a big game because they're making $50 off of it, $20 off of it. For hush money or to make fun of the victims that they're slaughtering and dismembering. When you realize that they are the people that are the most evil, Satan-possessed serial killers, you need to start going online and tips of everybody you know who's involved. There's no attorney involved for them. That was a scam. They were not the FBI here. They were the drug cartel impersonating, running a scam on these idiot people. Then they laugh at them how they fooled them. They laughed at them how they fooled the FBI with the roofie confessions and their photoshopping. I told them, I said, I've got witnesses in my phone. They're supposed to drug me up and told me to say I was a weirdo before. Laugh in my face in front of people. I said, I looked at him right in the eye. I said, I was tortured before, and they sold videos of it. I was tortured. See, that's where those ladies said, we realize how not funny this is. When people find how sick and satanic this is, maybe they'll start actually turning them in. Photoshopping or washing is asinine, and roofing somebody, beat and rape him in this extortion scheme, they should have been arrested the first day. There was nothing for those agents to laugh at. They took payoffs, just like the marshals, and then they're embezzling from witness protection programs. Everybody go online. You know, people, I had wrote out on Facebook what I wanted to do with the money about helping my kids, my grandkids. The one coworker, Lori, where they slaughtered her family member, help her out. I actually have good to do with that money. I want to get it to a safe place. I earned it. It was supposed to be $5,000 a month for information on Dave and the churches. I didn't know I was facing drug cartels. And end up being human trafficked, raped, tortured, my skull bashed in, almost shot driving. I told that guy that. I said, I am too old for this shit. He said, isn't that the truth? I said, they left me in the middle of the drug cartels. They're running around bragging in front of all the undercover police in this area that who they worked for, what they were doing, human trafficking, drug trading, and they followed them back to the big leaders and got them. Well, I'm getting raped and tortured, and it's just like the Amish men with the beards. It was all caught on police surveillance. And it stands up in court. I said it was horrible. And I said I still get followed, I get harassed. And I said when they admitted they paid that agent off, my ex ran for the airport and never coming back to the U.S. And I said they have their cameras up there. They copied it and they sold videos off of them and their technology. They probably want the original so they can hack into other cases. They better get up there. He said something about having somebody clean it. There's either drugs or crime happened up there after I left. But he told my son he could have the furniture and the guns and his paid off truck and dropped our dogs at the pound. And I said, and thought he's going to have somebody clean. I said, I bet they want those FBI button cameras. I said, they've already copied it and sold them. I said, that's priceless to the drug cartels. Priceless. They can listen through people's cell phones now. They can listen through their car speakers. And they can not only surveillance somebody in their home, but then sell it to other people. This was priceless for them to run the same scam on other people. Now, if they get the originals, they may be able to hack into other FBI cases. That's how not funny this is. And when people realize it's the cartel taking over, the Mexican drug cartel, the M13 serial killers, wanting, do you realize how bad it's going to get here and get worse faster? And when you realize the satanic crimes they have done here, and people are too stupid to pick up the phone or go online and report them. Like that criminal attorney. Pete had no right in my home. He can't watch me. Just like all the other legal departments, he had no right in my home. Photoshop a washing scene, be stupid enough to tell people they did it, and non-admissible tapes, and where I had all the signs of being drugged, beaten, raped, that he was drugging me up and telling me to say weirdo stuff, and stalking tapes that aren't admissible, and he was to be arrested. And then those agents laughing at me, how they talked to all those people before me, and that the agent didn't have enough authority to ask me to stay quiet. And I said, even my friend for the prosecutor's office, they can't drop me and they can't stop my money from coming in. He's like, they can't. That's how not funny this is. They're scamming you people that they're stealing from victims and taking payoffs. I'm going to upload this.